Our first port of call is Ulzebek.
Back where you first started out.
Yeah, along with my dad.
You okay? You don't look so good.
I think I'm just a little seasick, that's all.
Liar.
Huh?
You heard me. You've never been good at hiding your emotions, Shion.
Excuse me? Just what do you... No. You're right. I'm sorry.
Is it about Alphen?
No, not just him.
Something you can't talk about?
Rinwell, I'm not like the rest of you.
Of course you are! No, I'm serious. Back when we first met, I think maybe then I did think we were different. But now I know that isn't true. You and I are the same, Shion. We're alike in more ways than you know. If any of us is different, it's me. I'm a Dahnan who can use magic. I may be the last. My family and I have been living in hiding as long as I can remember.
Everyone has their own pain that can be hard for other people to understand. I saw the two of you talking and thought you could use a third wheel. So, here I am. Sorry.
If anyone's the odd one out here, it's me. Believe me, you don't want to listen to my problems.
Want me to go?
I didn't say that.
I get that you must have a lot circling around that head of yours. And that's okay. Whatever's worrying you right now, you're allowed to worry about it. And you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I know I'm not a Renin like you, or a mage like Rinwell. I'm not a sovereign, maiden, or lord. I'm just a Dahnan who used to be a slave. But regardless of all that, I'm here for you, Shion.
That goes for me too. We all want to be there for you. Me and Hootle and even the boys. I promise. I mean, that is what friends are supposed to do, right?
I said this to Alphen, and now I'll say it to you. You're not alone in this.
Thank you. Rinwell. Kisara.
And right on cue, I think I should make my way back and lie down for a bit. My battle with this ship continues.
Yeah, I better head back too. We wouldn't want the guys thinking they're in charge. Can you imagine Law at the helm? Who knows what kind of trouble we'd get into?
Still, if that's true, then it's all the more reason I have to do this.
Aw, are you tired, Hootle?
Sure he's not just trying to hide from us?
All right, something is definitely up with Shion.
Yeah, something big by the looks of it. I've never seen her so serious.
So, do you think we should say something to Alphen then?
I was wondering the same thing myself, but then it occurred to me. Whatever this thing on her mind is, it's probably the last thing in the world she wants people to know about. If she's trying this hard to keep it secret, then it's not really our place to go telling people before she's ready.
Yeah.
I can't tell them. There's just no way I could, right? What am I supposed to do?
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Who wants to bet it's sunny tomorrow?
And where exactly do you think the money for this bet is going to come from?
Tengald says it rains.
Dohalim!
I came out great. Everyone's gonna be real surprised. Shion, could we talk a moment?
Hey, do you have time to talk? There's something I need to ask you.
Of course. What's up?
It's about the doll I used to have as a little girl. I gave it some more thought, and I still don't remember actually receiving it from anyone.
You were so little. I don't think it's that surprising you've forgotten, is it?
Yeah, but here's the thing. That doll was so old, I'm starting to think I just always had it with me from the start. I know that it's extremely unlikely, but after last time we talked, it got me thinking. Maybe you brought the doll that child made with you to Lenegis.
I couldn't be.
Are you saying you didn't? Look, logically speaking, I know it's a lot more likely that you didn't bring it with you than you did. But you can't say for sure you didn't, right? Crazier things have happened. I always thought I'd be alone, only to end up meeting you, and Law, and Rinwell, and Kisara, and Dohalim. Sometimes things happen in life that we never thought possible.
You make a good point. I left everyone and everything I knew behind 300 years ago. But now, I'm not so alone anymore.
Exactly. You crossed all those centuries to find all of us, so...
Why can't a little doll have made the same jump too?
Right? Look, it's up to you to decide if there's any meaning behind all of this. But I choose to think there is.
Yeah, I think so too. There's something beautiful about the whole thing that simply can't be denied.
I'm looking forward to breakfast. Morning. Ready to head out?
That thing looks like trouble.
Quite. I doubt we'd fare well against it. That was... Quite... The...
Ah, Calaglia. Feels like it's been ages.
And wasn't Zephyr with us too?
Dad.
Hey, chin up. This is your hometown.
Everyone around here looks so much happier than they used to.
I'll say. Feels like an entirely different place. I suppose it's had time to adjust to its newfound freedom.
Zephyr would have been so happy to see this.
Yeah, he really would have. Especially if he knew Law was... Law? Something bothering you, Law?
Nah, I'll be fine. It's just, you know.
It still weighs on you, doesn't it? Running away back then.
I abandoned my home. Then when I finally come back, it's been liberated. What's important is that it's free. I get that, I do. I just... I should have been here.
Just one thing after another, and it all falls on my head to...
Hey, Nath.
What? Can't you see I'm... Alphen?
Looks like you have your hands full.
As much as ever. As if I wasn't busy enough putting down the last remnants of Renan rule, I'm up to my ears in Dahna disputes. And then, to top it all off, that thing had to come crashing down from out of the sky.
Pretty sure we've heard this somewhere before.
But enough about my problems. What can I help you with?
Yeah, we're looking for an old Renan starship. You wouldn't happen to know any around these parts, would you?
A starship? What do you need one of those for?
To get to Lenegus.
Lenegus? Are you out of your damn mind?
Believe it or not, it wouldn't be the craziest thing we've done recently.
Oh, I believe it. Well, either way, I'm afraid I haven't heard anything about a starship.
Then do you have any historical records by chance?
Sure, we've got stacks of old records.
Mind if we take a look at them?
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Nath.
I read through all of the records, but I only found a single line that might point to what we're looking for. It mentions a rock that shot across the sky and landed past the mountains. The event was recorded just before the first Renan invasion.
And you think that might be the Starship?
I don't know. There was nothing else in the records that came even close. It looked like it was someplace called Berg, but maybe I'm reading it wrong.
Berg?
That ring any bells for you?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest volcanoes in Calaglia. I was just there recently, investigating a report of a meteor someone saw.
Another meteor in the same area? Really?
I wonder if it could have been one of those lights that shot out of the wedge.
All the more reason to check it out. Can you tell us how to get there?
The old Zion mine is up that way. One of the veins we abandoned connects to the volcano. Go ahead and use that. but you should be careful.
Huh?
I don't know if it has anything to do with the meteor. There's a giant Zoogle running riot in there. Never seen anything like it.
A Zoogle, huh?
Well, I turned back as soon as I caught sight of the thing, so I can't tell you much more. Just be real careful if you head out that way.
Hmm?
All right.
I guess...
Right.
I didn't like the sound of that monster Nath was talking about one bit.
Well, we have to press on. We're going through Zion Mine to Berg Volcano. Let's move.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
I don't know when it happened, but we sure are hauling a lot of stuff these days.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. Glad to hear I'm not the only one.
We should probably clear some stuff out, like our old weapons we're not using anymore. They must be in pretty bad shape by now.
No way. Those are still good as new with a little polishing. If anything, I'd say all our armor is what's weighing us down.
But that armor's also still good once you fix it up. Besides, better to have too much armor than too little. You can trust me on that one.
Well, what about all these dumb old antiques we're lugging around? If we sell those off, that should lighten our load.
Simpletons such as yourself who can't appreciate the true worth of such things is how precious art vanishes from history.
Pretty art's not gonna save you in a fight, man.
Stop it, you guys! This is no time to...
All I really meant to say is, you can tell how much we've been through by everything we're carrying around. Honestly, that's all.
Oh.
My deepest apologies. It appears that I may have rather overreacted.
Yeah, I guess it's only natural we'd have so many souvenirs by now. I might have been out of line too.
I guess all this stuff really is a sign of how far we've come together.
Yeah, every little piece is its own treasure filled with memories.
Everything okay with Hootle, Rinwell? He seems kinda out of spirits.
It must be the heat getting to him. We don't get these kind of temperatures back in Cislodia.
Galaglians born and raised here struggle with it too, so it's no surprise.
Aha! So that's why his plumage is so white. He was born in a winter wonderland.
Actually, Dan and owls absorb the astral energy of whatever land they're raised in. Where they're born doesn't affect their appearance at all. But that's not why he's white. The real reason is that he's still just a baby. Whew!
You mean their plumage changes color depending on where they grow up? Weird.
And with all this traveling we've been doing, it wouldn't surprise me if his wings ended up looking like a colorful painting.
I think he suits his snowy complexion. It'll feel strange to see him change.
How awesome would it be if his head and wings were different colors? And his stomach and sides, like a map of our travels! Ow, lay off, will ya? So much for the heat making him docile!
You've only yourself to blame for that one. Hootle takes pride in his appearance, you know.
Fascinating. An appreciation of aesthetic beauty in an owlet so young.
Dohalim, I think you've drawn his attention.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
What should I fix today?
Wasabi.
Rice!
Ice cream!
Meat!
Caviar!
I'll see you again tomorrow.
Days like this are made for fishing.
Days like this are rather loud.
It's quite hot here. The climate feels different from Menancius.
It's gotten much cooler since leaving town, though.
Does that mean eyes were burning holes in us?
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
So we're back in the Zion mine tunnels. Who would have thought we'd be going through this place again? This is where you and I first fought together.
And also the first time we touched, as I recall.
Wait, really?
Yes, really.
So this path is supposed to take us out to Berg Volcano?
We're not gonna see any lava burst out in front of us or anything, are we?
Don't get so paranoid you let a rock fall on your head, Law. So hot.
Well, yeah. Yeah, we've reached the inner portion of Berg Volcano.
We need to find that starship. And fast.
I'll do my best!
Take this!
Illuminate the dark!
It's over!
Holy
You're mine!
Light!
It's over!
It's a duel of the
Demon
arts!
Fang!
Inferno crossing!
Ignite!
I'm out of ammo!
Demon Fang!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for you!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Sword and shield!
A classic combination.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Take this!
This one's
Demon
mine!
Fang! I'm not done!
Going in! Denied!
Mirage!
Here I go!
I'm only getting started.
Got flyers!
I've got this.
Demon
Let
Fang!
a marksman handle it.
Here I come! All yours!
Make it rain!
Very well. Astral energy. Full throttle.
That worked like a dream.
I pity anyone who stands in our way. This will be a delicious piece of cake.
You're mine! Swallow blade!
This one's mine!
It's on! Take this! Burn in hell!
Dance in the wind. Their hide is thick as armor.
Hurricane
Demon
blast!
Fang!
This one's mine!
Save you!
Annihilation. Dance in the
Here I
wind.
come!
Radiant
It's
here.
over.
All back in their defenses!
Glad you have your uses.
Demon Fang!
I'll show you how useful I
Do
can
it.
be!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Our
Now!
expert coming through.
Demon Fang! No escape! Demon Fang!
I'm gone! One more!
Not today! Demon Fang!
Glacial eruption!
You're finished!
Hurricane strike!
Demon Fang!
We do it.
Chill!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Is every shield you own that big?
Here, you want to try holding it?
Ugh. How do you even walk with this thing?
You can make plants grow instantly? What if we use this for fruits and vegetables?
I'd rather not be our party's fertilizer. Thank you very much.
Hi, Hoodle.
You require a hand.
It's over!
Lightning condemned.
Demon Fang!
Illuminate the dark.
gone!
Demon Fang!
Holy Lord.
Flaming meteor!
I'll smash you!
Inferno
Flying freaks! Why can't they just sit still?
Xion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Go far enough!
Take this!
Glacial defeater. Pierce evil.
Rising Lava!
Brave Lancer.
The enemy wields our sleep.
You'll soon see about that.
No escape!
Going in!
It's on!
One more!
You're mine! You're finished! Eat dirt!
More where that came from.
You're mine! Demon
Now.
Fang! Looks like we won.
That's far enough!
You're mine! Demon Fang! Rising Lava!
Take cover when it curls out!
Here's a healing arm.
I'm not done!
This one's mine.
You're finished!
It's almost too strong.
Do
Let
it.
it open!
Be my guest!
Get toasty.
Burn strike! Now! You're mine!
Take this! Inferno crossing! This one!
Flame inside me! Yours to be let free!
Water!
It's over! Demon Fang! Take this!
Nothing!
It's over!
Charge rate that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it!
Demon Fang!
Take this!
You're mine!
How about this? Flaming meteor!
You're finished!
Inferno crossing!
You're mine! Demon Fang!
Glacial Spear.
You're mine! Demon Fang!
Their arms were interrupted!
My turn!
On guard!
Take this! Swallow Blade! Burn!
Where are you going?
I'm not done! Demon Fang!
Frozen?
Hammer!
Next time, do you think we could add some more flames into the mix?
Huh? It's not that easy to adjust, you know. My face is starting to sting. And my throat feels super parched.
Here, have some water. Just make sure you don't drink too much.
Thanks.
You want some too, Xian? Oh, wait. I bet you're hungry more than anything, aren't you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Out of our way!
You're mine!
Denied!
It's over!
Now you see what I can do in a bind.
This one's mine! I'm all stuffed up! Mega
It's
Ray!
over!
Go for the weak point! One more!
Here I come!
Let's keep up the pressure!
You're finished! Demon Fang! You're mine! I'm not done! Demon Fang!
Glacial fire!
Swallow Blade! Demon Fang!
Inferno crossing!
Now! Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
With your flames and my technique,
We're stronger together than we are apart.
Out of my way! Get behind me!
Swallow Blade! It's over!
Going in!
Let's try harder!
Inferno
Demon Fang! The flaming strike!
It cools up. Time to get out of the way.
I know you want
Mine!
I'm not done! Demon Fang! This one keeps charging us!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
No armor can stop me.
Remind me to stay on your good side.
I can carve through armor.
I'm all stuffed up!
Strike!
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up before it's over!
All yours, Kisara.
you require a hand.
Take it!
Good shot!
Strike! It's over! Demon Fang!
Where are you going? Piercing roar!
The flame
Denied!
inside me yearns to be let free! Burn in hell!
Do it!
Demon
Kisara,
Fang!
Frozen!
Hammer! Now that's what I call ice.
Together, I knew we could do it.
Guess I misread the landing.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
I'm not done! Demon Fang!
Look sharp!
Take this! Swallow Blade! It's
Illuminate the dark!
You're mine!
Holy glimmer!
Swallow Blade! get out of this! Demon Fang! Come one, come all! An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down! Demon Fang! It's over!
Going in.
That's it! Lightning condensed!
Glacial power.
Strike! Here I come!
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better.
Not
You and I
today.
both.
Demon
Now!
Fang!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Shut!
Well done!
You're mine! Come on! Demon Fang! Demon Fang! Take this!
Look sharp.
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Thank goodness we won.
This bridge will hold itself together, right?
Most definitely. Though I won't make any promises.
Which... What is... it?
Gotta break through! Take this!
Lunar corruption!
Demon Fang!
This one's mine.
I'm not done! Swallow Blade!
Inferno Cross.
Here I come! Swallow Blade!
Where are you going?
Demon Fang!
Far enough.
Searing flame! Reload!
Flash!
Shining
Going in.
supernova! Breaking
Inferno
corruption!
Slash!
Lunar blast! I'm on fire!
Hurricane
Slash!
Air thrust!
Make it rain.
Farewell! Astral energy! Full throttle!
We managed to pull through.
Hold on to your
Dispose of the
art.
trash.
Here I come!
Take this! This one's all mine! Slash! Swallow Blade!
Breaking
Demon Fang!
storm!
Ignite!
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Take this! Aim for the weak spot! Demon Fang!
Confiscated!
I'll stop its
You're
charge.
mine!
Thanks, Kisara!
You! Demon Fang!
Water.
Here's my call!
Take this!
I'm gone.
Give
me a glacial steel.
Here's Eon! Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory!
Demon Fang!
Naturally! Here's a hurricane!
Demon Fang!
I'm gone.
Tempest swirl!
You picked the wrong fight!
Here!
I'm
It
gone.
looks like you got this one covered! I'll heal you! Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I can feel my precision improving.
Gotta break
Here's
through!
a healing art!
Take this!
First aid!
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Tempest swirl!
Perhaps now isn't the time?
Astral energy! Air thrust!
Time to shine. This one's mine.
Flash! Damn it!
Look sharp.
Demon Fang!
Do it.
Strike!
Leave the enemy's art to me!
Hear me, flame of
No
fury.
complaint here!
Come forward!
Now you
Holy
see what I can
glitter!
do. Sharp.
Holy lance!
Flash!
Hold on to your art! Here I
Fire.
go! Here's the evil!
Demon
Not
Fang!
in your dreams! Freeze
It's over!
laser! Do it! Proton astral energy!
Say no more.
I still got a ways to go! Gotta break through!
They're surrounding
Take
us!
this!
Going in.
Inferno storm! Magnetic condensed!
You're
Annihilation
finished!
blade!
Time to shine. Are those rocks? Did?
Swallow Blade!
Look sharp.
Here! Take this! Flame of fury! Go for the weak
finish!
Holy Land!
Slash! Swallow blade!
Wanna hear my call? I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare to Malisa! Look sharp!
You're mine!
Anything in order to
Do
go
it!
fine!
Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory. There's naturally. Freeze blast! Lightning condemn!
You're mine! Swallow blade!
Illuminate! Come forth! Glimmer! Holy Land!
Here I come!
Inferno crossing! Far enough!
I never miss!
Swallow blade! Not today!
Do it! This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash!
I'm ready for the next battle. Crazy to see rocks melt before our eyes.
Watch where you're going, everyone. If you fall, there will be nothing left of you.
Exactly. So don't try anything funny. Especially you, Law.
Out of my way!
Illuminate the dark!
You're finished!
Armor won't save you!
Hold on to your
Healing
eyes.
bag!
Here I come!
Take this!
Appreciate the help!
Looks like you came to my rescue again.
You need to be careful. With the blazing sword
Flaming
and
meteor!
the distance.
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got!
Well done!
I'm not done! Demon Fang! You picked the wrong fight!
Meteor!
Demon Fang!
Inferno crossing!
Sometimes the best
You're mine! Demon Fang!
Demons descend! Flashing Fang!
Illuminate
Not
the
here!
dark!
Demon Fang!
Holy Glimmer!
Armor won't save you! Make it rain!
Kisara! Frozen!
Hammer! You wanna play? Come at me!
Holy Land!
Everyone still in one piece?
Yep. I barely worked up a sweat.
Get lost!
Here I come!
Hurricane strike! This one's mine!
Demon Fang!
Lightning raging cascade!
You're mine!
Dance in the wind!
One more!
Air thrust!
Here I come!
Go for the weak point!
Swallow blade! Swallow blade!
Darling! This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash!
Here's a healing art! Just as the doctor
Inferno
Here I
crossing!
come!
I'm going!
I never miss! Holy
In
Land!
here!
finished!
Just talk!
Showtime! Demon Fang!
Psycho!
Ignite!
Into the shadows!
Here I come! Demon
Demon
Fang!
Make it rain!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Nicely done!
All goes to you!
Lightning orb!
Going in!
Raging cascade! Lightning!
Hurricane strike!
Dance in the
I'm not
wind!
done! Demon
No,
Fang!
not my watch!
I'm
You're
gone!
finished!
It's over!
Demon Fang!
Armor won't save you!
Annihilation!
No further!
Make it rain!
It's over! Astral energy! Full throttle! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and...
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Dance in the wind!
Burning! Laser spear!
Here's evil!
I'm not done! Burn!
Freeze laser!
Meteor!
You're mine! No escape!
Inferno
Demon
crossing!
Fang!
Here's a healing
The
flashing
lightning
parts their weak point.
First aid! Run and
Demon
run!
Fang! No
The
escape!
raging
Demon Fang!
corruption! Sleep now.
Here's
Here's a healing art.
Demon
I
Fang!
never miss.
You're finished! Demon Fang!
Here, let me help. Feel.
First aid!
Showtime!
This'll come in
I'm
handy.
not done!
There! Hit! Strike!
Deal, boy.
Take this! Demon Fang!
Light astral energy. Illuminate the dark.
No more playing
Holy
nice!
Glimmer.
I can feel the medicine working.
Holy
Back into the
It's
fray!
on!
Mega ray!
Here I come!
Hold on,
Demon
dear.
Fang!
Do it. Do it now.
In an instant! Impact Claw!
Will this
Not kiss! Demon Fang!
Great!
Not today!
Make it rain!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
I think I'm getting stronger.
Callous. Calcified. Calaglia.
What kind of poem is that?
A sparse one.
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dahna's astral energy.
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go! This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone!
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared!
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zoogles? Take care of them while keeping an eye on it!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara! What's in the sky is mine! This one's mine! Don't mind if I do! Lunar corruption! Wind accelerating!
Far enough!
Demon Fang!
On guard!
You're finished!
Raging
Flaming
storm!
strike is yours to be let free!
Tiger Blade! Like you said!
You're finished!
This one's mine!
This?
Take this!
Lunar arc!
I owe you one.
Thanks for the
Now
healing.
you see what I can do.
Yeah, you too.
Demon Fang!
Take this!
Illumination!
Discard!
Radiant Fury!
Inferno crossing!
Holy Land!
Here, let me help!
First aid!
You're mine!
Hurricane!
Radiant Cascade!
Going in!
Hands in the wind! Annihilation! In here!
Here I come! Demon Fang! You're finished!
Look shot!
You're mine! Swirl Blade! You're finished!
I'm all stuffed up!
Swirl Blade!
Annihilation!
You picked the wrong fight!
Far enough!
Demon
My
Fang!
head's spinning just watching you! Flaming meteor!
Here's a healing arc!
Inferno crossing!
I owe you one.
Their arcs were interrupted!
Lightning! Downfall!
Take this!
I'm out of ammo! Wind astral energy! Raging
Prepare to be sealed!
Healing in here! I'm all stuck!
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't... I'm...
Really don't.
Holy Land!
Where are you going? Hurricane strike!
It's over!
Amazing.
Armor won't save you! Make it rain!
Now! Astral energy!
Say no more.
Got it!
Well done!
On guard!
Take this!
Raging storm!
The blade is yours to be let free! I'm not done! Demon Fang! Burn!
Can't this wall!
Demon Fang!
keep up the pressure!
Here I come! Demon Fang!
Let me help!
It's over! Demon Fang!
Look sharp!
Take this!
Illuminate the sky!
Demon Fang!
On guard!
It's over!
gets
I'm not
by
done.
me. Hurricane fire! Look sharp!
Illuminate the door!
Flaming meteor!
It's over!
It's denied!
Demon Fang!
Flame of fury! Burning strike!
Pick it
There
up!
you go! Don't let up!
Demon Fang!
Radiant Pierce! Holy Lance! Will this help?
Demon Fang!
Mine! Halo Thug! Tiger Blade! And just like that, I'm back in it.
Start by holding the front line.
No sooner said than done.
Hurricane Strike!
Swallow the
Not in
one's
your
all
dreams!
mine! It's over!
Flame of Thunder!
Take it! Not today!
Flaming meteor!
Demon
This
Fang!
one's mine! Sleep now!
Crush!
In a bind, Inferno Crossing!
Let's get you out
Demon
of the
Fang!
way!
Smash you!
On guard! Make it rain! Do it!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Here come more!
We'll just have to keep fighting.
Hold the line!
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that!
You made me angry! That was a bad idea!
Glacial Spear!
Inferno! Crossing! Flaming meteor! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolitor!
Here's a healing! They're all coming after me!
I'm coming, Manuel.
I'm not scared! I'm totally fine!
Demon Fang! This one's all mine! Demon Fang!
Stop! This is it!
Wind
I'm
Astral!
nearly done. Can't move!
Don't leave me
I'll bring you
alone
back
here.
from death's abyss! Resuscitation! Here's a healing arc! First aid!
Appreciate the help.
Wind Astral Energy! You're really strong, Alphen!
I'm just trying to do the best I can.
Still, it's reassuring to have you around.
As impressive as always.
And here I hoped I was... improving.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Shion actually look flustered.
Reinforcements incoming!
Not a problem!
Here, let me help. Fantastic.
First aid!
Now my quills went well.
It's nothing! I'm a... Dance in the wind!
Here I come!
Air thrust! Here's a healing arc! My watch! Going down! First aid! Blazing down you!
Not today!
I'm ready to go.
Here I come!
Raging storm!
This should do it! Demon Fang!
Guardian field! I'm ready to go.
Think again! Will this help?
Swallow Blade!
Going in.
Wind Astral Energy!
This should do it!
Down! You're on! Appreciate the help. One more!
Try harder!
Here's the
Light will heal you all!
You're mine! Flash! Demon Fang!
Where are you going? Look sharp! Far enough! Make it rain!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah!
My turn!
Nice technique!
You're up!
Take that! Healing
You're
storm!
mine!
It won't end like this! You have to hold on!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Try harder! I have no limits!
I'm on a roll!
Here I come!
Feel the medicine work?
Fang!
I'm a threat!
Demon
Don't mind
Fang!
if I do!
Demon Fang!
Mega Ray!
Burn in hell!
Tiger Blade! Here, let me
Here I
help!
come!
Inferno
Demon Fang!
Whoa!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
One guard! Take this!
You're mine!
Holy Land!
Aura won't save you!
Demon Fang!
Take this! Hurricane Fire! On guard! One more!
I'll heal you all!
Demon Fang! Try harder!
Going in!
Air thrust!
Thrust!
Healing
Stop!
Volcano!
Thanks.
Lightning condensed! I owe you, Sion.
Healing is what my arts do best.
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
Where are you going?
Take this!
Demon
Fang!
Fire!
I could do without this
Use the
pain.
healing art!
I can't heal you forever!
Hurricane Strike! Lightning Kinetic Corruption! Thunder Blow! Illuminate the dark! Confiscated!
It's go time!
Hurricane Captain Swirl!
This one's tough!
This helps!
Demon Fang!
Thunder Blow! Healing Circle!
Vaccinated. Thanks,
This
Xion.
one's tough!
Not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Mega Ray!
Demon Fang! I should try harder!
Lightning! Lightning!
Demon Fang!
Look sharp!
Field! There! Go!
Take
Now!
out!
Strike! Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! This one's all mine!
It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
Sealed!
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just... Please stay safe. I'll bring you back from death's
How are
abyss.
we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it. Just watch and learn. That's enough! Go back down!
Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dahna.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go. You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
What do you know? Another big fire monster with nothing better to do than get in our way!
I wonder where the rest of those lights ended up landing. It looked like they were pretty scattered.
Well, whatever they're after, let's just hope none of them are anywhere near a city. An ambush on civilians is the last thing we need.
Well, no rest for the wicked, right? Though with 1 down and 3 to go, it sounds like our headache is just beginning.
I thought you liked the opportunity to flex your muscles.
Against those things? It's not like I have a death wish. Besides, we've already got our hands full saving the world. Dying stupidly won't be much help to the cause.
Yeah, I guess I can't argue with that logic. Sorry.
I need something to eat.
Hey, is that it over there?
Alphen?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alphen.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave. We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?